morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this Facebook Live. I'm Kwon.
I'm Scott Engen. It is Election Day. We've been talking about it for quite a long time, the day has finally arrived.
Yes. Before we get started and before we get you filled in on everything election related, don't forget you can always watch this, listen to this on your own time by visiting our InForum YouTube channel. You can find us on your favorite podcast platform and on inforum.com/podcast under the InForum Minute as well. Who are you?
I don't know. Who am I?
I don't know, but I don't talk to strangers, so I don't really know.
You're also the same height as me right now.
If you watch First News today, towards the end of First News, when Dillon was doing his last hit of the morning, I demonstrated how windy it was with my hair down.
Very windy.
Like, I'm on a box right now, so, like, yeah.
Kind of show that off, guys.
Yeah, Dylan's really just exposing me today.
He's going after you.
Yeah, so I'm not really the same height as him, it just looks like it.
Yeah.
So,
Not even close.
let's talk about weather, because you were out there live
Yes.
with me, and it was so windy.
And you were also complaining it was so cold.
I was
But
kind of
in reality, it's like upper 30s, which is pretty warm.
Like, listen, I could handle it. I was just really not prepared for
Well,
it.
the wind makes it a lot colder.
Yes.
You know, so.
Yes. Emphasis on that.
The wind was pretty chilly. I had a hat on all morning, gloves. It was not a warm morning by no means. The temperature's warm, but that wind makes it feel a little chilly.
Dylan,
So-
I get a little bit mad at you when I'm looking at you right now because you were so prepared,
Yeah,
and
of
I
course.
just was
I'm
not.
always prepared.
The funny note, though, Dylan, is that might be the warmest day in the 10-day forecast.
Oh
It
my
really
God.
might be. It really might be. Today
Yikes.
is one of the warmer days of the 10-day forecast because we're tracking that. Of course, Winter Storm Watch got issued this morning at 4 a.m. I'm sure you
Yes.
saw that. That's for Thursday through Friday. So we'll continue to track that. We have snow maps on our Storm Tracker app and stuff like that. There's our article on InForum too you can check out. That's there about our latest updates, thinkings about this winter storm. But be prepared. It's looking like it's going to start Thursday morning, Wednesday night, something like that. And we'll watch. And then after that, we're talking temperatures. I think we have a sub-zero low temperature in the 10-day forecast.
Ooh.
So,
I just got cold by listening to
but hey,
Dylan talk about
50s today, maybe a couple showers, a little bit, a few clouds, mostly cloudy skies, I should say.
Yeah.
And that wind continues, so a little chilly, but it's also the warmest day of the 10-day.
Yeah.
So take that as you will.
Got to prepare for what's ahead.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
because it's coming, and it's coming real fast.
It really is.
All right, Dylan, thank you.
Appreciate it, Dylan. Thanks a lot, man.
All right, so of course, as you know, today is election day. Maybe you guys didn't know, I don't know, but hey, good morning, it's election day. So I was out there live at the Fargo Dome this morning with Dylan. We were talking about some of the places that you can go to, of course, to cast your ballot today. It's really important, of course, to get out and vote. That is your civic duty. Go do it. It's more so a privilege, which is what I'd like to call it.
Yeah.
But, okay, so Fargo Dome is one of the places you can go to do that. You can go to the West Acres Mall. They have two different sites that you can go to, one pretty close to the south entrance and then one right by Best Buy. In West Fargo, you can go to the Hartle Ag Building, and then there's even a few locations in Cass County too, or in rural Cass County, I should say. Horace Fire and Rescue Event Center, there's the Castleton Days Inn, and the Arthur Community Hall. So all of those options are great if you live near those areas. There are a lot of other polling locations that you can go to though in Cass County, so you can check out Cass County's website for more info.
Yep.
But those polling sites are open from 7 this morning to 7 tonight. Gosh, in Clay County, there are a number of polling locations you can go to, and it goes by precinct. So you can look at Moorhead's website there for some more information on where you should be going for your vote. And then in Grand Forks County, I want to touch on this because there are only a select few spots that you can go to in Grand Forks, and I know a lot of people there want us to make sure Grand Forks is included in this. So Alara Center is obviously one place you can go to. Icon Arena, Home of Economy, or Holy Family. So very similar to Cass County, they're going to be open. They're going to be opening their polls from 7 this morning to 7 tonight. The only polling sites that are going to be open an hour later is Clay County. They're going to be open from 7 this morning to 8 tonight.
Good time to get out there and vote.
Yes,
Gotta do it
definitely.
now. And if you have time this morning, that's kind of some of the best time to go is
Yeah.
right away and get it done.
I
if you
was
can.
joking this morning that it's like almost too cold to go outside, but you gotta get up and you gotta go out to the polls because today's the one day you can do it.
And when you were out there at the Fargo Dome, you could already see cars starting to roll in and
Oh
stuff, right?
gosh, yeah. People were really starting to roll in. People were even walking in. Like, it was really cool to see. Just,
Yeah.
it made me like feel so happy too, because like people are really doing what they're supposed to be doing as Americans. So it was awesome.
And there was a lot of early ballots counted
Gosh,
too. So
yeah,
that's
lots
kinda cool.
of early voters. I mean, states election coordinators were predicting around 110,000 people
Yeah.
in North Dakota alone would vote before Election Day today. And man, what was that number at today? Like 185,000
Yeah,
people
something
had
like that.
already voted. So
That's crazy.
lots of early voters in both North Dakota and Minnesota.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the big races going on, because a lot of them.
Yeah.
Perhaps the biggest races of the day, with the one that's going to get the most eyes on it, is the battle for governor of Minnesota.
Totally.
Of course, incumbent Democrat Tim Walz is seeking re-election. His primary challenger is Republican Scott Jensen. However, this race does actually feature 6 names. So when you go to the ballot box and vote on this, you're going to see 6 names listed in that race. Of course, we're following the incumbent Walz and Scott Jensen, the Republican that's favored there in as those being the main candidates, I should say, if I could get my words out this morning. But that's going to be a big one to follow, and of course we'll be following that throughout the evening. Just don't be surprised when you see those 6 names on the ballot.
Yeah, totally. That's a really good reminder. Of course, the office of the highest ranking law enforcement official in the state is also on the ballot in Minnesota. Incumbent Attorney General Keith Ellison is seeking another term re-election. Of course, Republican Jim Schultz is the one running against him. Crime rates in Minneapolis could also be a really big factor in deciding who is going to take that seat. So, yeah, that's a close one.
Interesting. All right, let's look at the seats up for grabs in North Dakota. Now, we're not going to touch on all of them, just some of the highlights, I guess, if you may.
Yeah.
So let's start with this one, the race for U.S. Senate. Incumbent Republican John Hoeven is seeking re-election for his 3rd term. And of course, you'll recall, if you've been here for a while in the state, that Hoeven previously served as governor of North Dakota from 2000 to 2010. So his opponent is going to be fellow conservative Rick Becker, but he's actually running as an independent, not as a Republican, and then Democrat Katrina Christensen. Now, back in April, this is kind of interesting, Hoeven narrowly edged out Becker for the GOP endorsement, and Becker has actually served in the State House in North Dakota since 2012. So we'll see how that one turns out.
Absolutely. Okay, in the race for North Dakota's lone U.S. House seat, we already know candidates Kelly Armstrong and Cara Mund are squaring off in this. Democratic challenger at the ballot box, his opponent Cara Mund is an independent running in this race, and it's something that she's really touted in her campaign. So if elected, she would be North Dakota's first woman to serve in the U.S. House of Representatives. A big talking point here is, women's rights with Roe v. Wade being overturned. I know Cara Mund is a big advocate for that. So that's another big topic of discussion in this race, and we'll see how that plays out.
Absolutely. All right, 2 ballot measures also going to be something that's voted on today. Constitutional Measure 1 in North Dakota would create term limits for state legislators and the governor. So a yes vote for this measure would limit the governor to serving 2 4-year terms and limit state legislators to serving 8 years in the state House and 8 years in the state Senate. A no vote, that would oppose enacting term limits on both the governor and state legislators.
Yeah. Second measure voters will have on the ballot today to decide relates to legalization, production, processing, sale, and possession of cannabis. So a yes vote means that you can legalize the personal use and possession of up to 1 ounce of cannabis for adults 21 and up. A no vote would oppose that, so it would oppose legalizing cannabis for personal use for adults 21 and older in North Dakota. Right now, the possession of it as part of North Dakota's medical marijuana program is legal. Here in Cass County, so that is where it kind of ends there. But we wanted to give you an update on where we stand right now as a state when it comes to cannabis and what this could mean for you guys.
Yeah, right now, essentially recreational, not legal, medical,
correct,
legal.
exactly.
So that's kind of where we're at with things.
Put it the simplest way, yes.
All right. Also, here in Cass County, there is a bit of a change that we want to let you know about before you do cast your ballot today. You will not be able to use the secure drop box at the courthouse. It will be closed today for this election day. Instead, people are encouraged to bring any secure drop box items directly inside the courthouse.
Yeah. Also, give me 1 second here. Okay, if you need a ride to the polls today, there's actually a way that you can do that, which is really neat. MATBUS is going to be giving out free rides all day today for those who are trying to go out to the polls, which is really nice. All you have to do is just tell the driver, like, hey, we're going to go to this location so that I can vote here, and you will not be even charged a bus fare, which is pretty neat.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so they're going to be offering those services for people taking MAT paratransit as well, so you can find a list of all of those polling locations, of course, in the nearest bus stops on our website, InForum.com.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All the other stuff you're going to find on InForum.com, too, is going to be all the results from today.
Oh,
And
definitely.
we're going to have those all throughout our newscast today, too, once they start trickling in. Of course, usually you don't get those concrete results until a little after the polls start closing and all those votes get tallied, but that's something we're going to be hammering home this evening,
Yeah.
as well as tomorrow morning on
Yes.
First News. So you're going to want to make sure you're sticking with us for all of that. In the meantime, this morning, Dom, he's got his show, Hot Mic, on the radio.
Yes.
A lot of good stuff to talk about there. The NFL season, Monday night game last night with the Ravens and the Saints. I'm sure he'll talk about that.
Yeah.
You know, college football, Bison, FCS
So
football,
much.
getting close to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So all that stuff's going to be talked about today on Hot Mic.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget, for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass to InForum.com. InForum.com/subscribe to get that deal. Also, make sure you tune into WDAY, the news leader, all throughout the day for your election coverage. We will be back here tomorrow morning from 5 to 7, most likely with your election results. So, hope you can join us. Have a great day. Make sure you go out and vote today. Bye, guys.
Have a good day.